shows or something. Okay, that looks like the only place to fill the oil. So as you can see, this is the Predator 212cc chipper shredder from Harbor Freight. And I just looked up online, and the oil fill is through here. That's the only place you can put it in. It's kind of awkward, it's under the chute. So I've got this nifty Extendo-matic filler thing here. It wants 20 ounces of 10W30 or 5W30 if it's cold. Okay, found some 1030. I don't know what those numbers mean, so I don't know what you can substitute. Unfortunately, I found some 1030, so we'll put that in. Here's your checking your oil fill. Oh, it's kind of dirty. Now it says this thing will not run if the oil gets too low. So I don't know if it has a safety cutoff in there or what. That used up my oil. Let that drip into the oil thing. Oil can. Now the other thing is they require that you put stabilizer in the gasoline or they void the warranty. If you don't do anything exactly how they say it, they void the warranty. So now, fuel stabilizer is not included in gas. Seafoam is, and seafoam also has an almost unlimited shelf life because this has been hanging around a while, as long as it isn't unsealed. So. And it says follow manufacturer's directions. So for what do I got? 2 gallons, 8 ounces of gas here. The reason for the fuel stabilizer is to prevent gumming up of the engine and easier starts. I know you can put as much of this stuff in as you want because the engine will actually run on this. I've seen tests. 1 ounce per gallon. Okay. So I'm going to add. I put about 2.5 ounces in there. I think that ought to take care of it. Now this says 10% ethanol blend okay, but I've used non-ethanol. It also says no E85. Okay, there's a filter cup in here, and they don't want you filling above that level. Obviously, you can't see until it hits that level, so we will. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Okay, there we go. We're just above that level. And I gotta say, they don't make access to their fill points for either the oil or the gas very accessible. So that's a downside of this thing. I mean, why couldn't they put the fill here instead of in the back of this where this and this and this are all blocking your access to it? Okay, so now we will take this over to the site and well, that's really lame. They should have used weatherproof screws. I mean, this is an outside piece of gear and they use screws. This has only been out here a week or so, a couple weeks, and we've only had rain twice. Thank God I covered this thing, but I didn't have a cover for this, and we got rust. So a couple of flunks on Harbor Freight there. And the handle is useless. It's too low to do this unless you're 3 feet tall. One other thing, I gotta get my ear muffs. I had one heck of a time getting this thing started, and it turned out I had one of the switches in the wrong place. So I can assume this thing starts fine if you have all the switches in the right place. You may see me jumping around at a couple of points. That's because these things have a kickback sometimes. They throw something out, and I actually had one break my hand last time I did this several years back. So that's why I'm throwing them in there and getting my hand out of there as quick as I can. They have quite a kickback. In my time here, this is the third chipper I've used, and by far this is the setup. We're going to taste it. I'm going to do a close-up here so you can see some of the feed problems. I'm going to take a break, and in fact that might be it. I don't know. This is not working anywhere near as well as I'd hoped, and with what I've got left there, I'm thinking now, let it rot. So if I don't come back, happy day to you. I look pretty well covered, huh? Debris inside my t-shirt. Hey. Addendum. I had another way of dealing with this stuff before I had a chipper shredder. I laid a pair of boards, 2x10s, down across there, across the pile, with a space between them big enough to put a chainsaw through, and just chainsaw, and move it, chainsaw, and cut it all up into little bits. And I'm thinking I might go back to that method for the mass of this pile, because this is just kind of ridiculous. I'll be here for weeks. So just a thought. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Happy day to you.